Welcome back to our channel. If you're a coin collector or even just someone interested in rare coins, today's video is definitely for you. We're diving into a famous and sometimes misunderstood piece of US currency, the 1968 1-cent coin. We'll look at its history, whether it's really worth millions of dollars, and what makes certain pennies so valuable. So if you've ever wondered if that penny in your pocket might be worth a fortune, stick around. So, let's start with a quick background on the 1968 1-cent coin, or as it's more commonly known, the penny. This coin features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, which has actually been on the penny since 1909. In 1968, this iconic design was well into its second half-century on our smallest denomination. Now, just like modern pennies, the 1968 penny is mostly made of copper. At this time, it was composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc. However, the 1968 penny has some variations because this was the year the U.S. Mint resumed producing pennies with mint marks in San Francisco and Denver, as well as Philadelphia, which did not have a mint mark. In total, there were three main types of 1968 pennies: those produced in Philadelphia with no mint mark, those produced in Denver with a D mint mark, and those from San Francisco with an S mint mark. So you might be wondering, why all the buzz about the 1968 penny? After all, a penny is worth just 1 cent, right? There have been stories and rumors circulating in the collector community and online that some 1968 pennies could be worth, wait for it, up to $23 million. Sounds incredible, right? But is it really true? Well, as amazing as that sounds, the truth is that the 1968 penny itself is generally not worth a huge amount, at least not by default. But let's break down why some pennies, including certain 1968 ones, could be worth far more than their face value. To understand the potential value of a coin like the 1968 penny, we need to consider what makes coins valuable in the first place. There are three main factors: rarity, condition, and errors or unique characteristics. First, rarity is the number one driver of a coin's value. In general, coins that were produced in smaller quantities or that have unique variations are much more valuable. For example, a 1968 penny with a low mintage would be rare, but actually, millions of these were produced. However, pennies with certain mistakes or rare features can become valuable. The second factor is condition. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. A 1968 penny in average condition, or circulated condition, is usually only worth a few cents. But a 1968 penny in uncirculated condition, that's one that's never been used and is pristine, could fetch a few dollars from collectors. Now, if you have a 1968 penny in a top-tier grade, something like MS-68 or higher, it could be worth $20 to $50, depending on the collector market at the time. Finally, and perhaps the most exciting for collectors, are errors or unique characteristics. These are mistakes made during the minting process that create a distinct variation. Sometimes these can make the coin much more valuable. In 1968, for example, some pennies were mistakenly double-die or double-struck, meaning certain details on the coin were stamped twice, creating a unique doubling effect. Another type of error that collectors go crazy for is the off-center strike, where the coin's design is slightly off, giving it an unusual appearance. These errors can turn a common penny into a sought-after piece worth significantly more than face value. So, let's address the big claim: the 1968 penny worth $23 million. Is it real, or just a myth? The short answer: it's mostly a myth. There hasn't been any verified case of a 1968 penny fetching $23 million. However, certain coins, like the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double-die penny, have been sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars due to their rarity and unique features. But as of now, number 1968 penny has been documented to reach that kind of record-breaking value. That being said, a high-quality 1968 penny with a unique error or in pristine condition can still be worth hundreds, and in some rare cases, even thousands of dollars, but $23 million is unfortunately a bit of an exaggeration. Now, if you think you might have a valuable 1968 penny, here are some tips to identify its worth. First, check for any mint marks. An S or D can be worth slightly more to collectors, especially if it's in good condition. Next, look for any unusual features, like doubling on the date or lettering, or an off-center strike. Lastly, if you think it might be valuable, consider taking it to a reputable coin dealer or grading service for an official evaluation. So, let's recap. The 1968 penny is a cool piece of American history and can hold some value, especially if you find one in uncirculated condition or with an interesting mint error. But it's important to remember that not every penny is worth millions. So don't go breaking open your piggy bank just yet. If you enjoyed learning about the 1968 penny and other valuable coins, make sure to like this video, subscribe to channel name, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Who knows, maybe you have a small fortune hidden in your change jar. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. Next, 1987 1 cent United States of America. Today, we're diving into the incredible world of coin collecting and uncovering the story behind a rare, valuable, and elusive coin, the 1987 Lincoln cent. If you have one of these, you might be holding on to a small fortune. So, let's start with the basics. What exactly is the 1987 penny? This is a 1-cent coin that was struck at the Denver Mint in 1987. The D mint mark is your key identifier for Denver minted coins. Over 4 billion of these pennies were minted in 1987 alone, so at first glance, they seem common, right? Well, not exactly. While these coins are indeed common, certain rare versions and exceptionally high-quality pieces of the 1987 penny have been found to carry value beyond just a penny. Today, we're going to talk about how certain factors make these coins valuable and why collectors are willing to pay a premium for specific versions of this coin. To understand the value of the 1987 penny, we first need a bit of context. The Lincoln penny has been one of the most iconic U.S. coins since it was first minted in 1909, featuring Abraham Lincoln's bust designed by Victor David Brenner. Initially, pennies were made of nearly pure copper, but in 1982, they changed to a copper-plated zinc composition to reduce production costs. So, our 1987 penny is one of the zinc pennies with only a thin layer of copper. Now, because pennies are produced in massive quantities and are in constant circulation, they usually don't hold much collector value. But certain conditions can make even the most common penny stand out. These include mint errors, high-quality preservation, and demand among collectors. Alright, so what exactly makes some 1987 pennies so valuable? Let's break down the key factors that can make this 1-cent coin worth a lot more. Error coins are one of the most exciting areas in coin collecting. When a mistake is made during the minting process, such as a double die, where parts of the coin appear doubled, or an off-center strike, it creates a unique coin. Error coins from 1987 although rare, do exist and have been found to sell for much more than face value. Another major factor is the coin's grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being absolutely flawless. The 1987 penny in a top grade, like MS 67 or MS 68, can sell for hundreds of dollars. And if it ever reached an MS 69 or 70, we could be talking about a very high-value coin indeed. Sometimes, certain coins have extraordinary luster or a proof-like finish that makes them stand out from regular circulation coins. Although the 1987 wasn't struck in a proof version, certain coins with strong luster and reflective surfaces have higher appeal among collectors. Alright, now let's talk numbers. How much have 1987 pennies sold for at auctions? Here's where things get interesting. Some of these coins, especially in top conditions, have fetched prices in the hundreds of dollars. But the most sought-after 1987 pennies with rare errors or incredible grades can bring in much, much more. Let's take an example, a pristine MS-68 1987 D penny recently sold for around $200 to $500, which might not sound like a fortune, but it's impressive for a penny that originally had a face value of just 1 cent. Remember, even slightly lower grades can still bring in a nice return, especially if you have multiple coins. So, maybe you're now wondering if you have one of these valuable 1987 D pennies. Well, the good news is you might. It's time to start digging through your change jars and checking those old piggy banks. To know if your 1987 D penny is valuable, you'll need to look for signs of error or an unusually high-quality strike. If you think you have a high-grade coin or an error coin, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These services will authenticate your coin and give it an official grade, which can significantly increase its value if it's in great condition. Coin collecting is more than just a hobby. It's a journey into history, art, and economics. Even with a single penny like the 1987 D, you can see how the right conditions, a bit of luck, and some research can turn pocket change into something valuable. So next time you come across an old penny, don't just toss it aside. Give it a closer look. Who knows, you might be holding a piece of history worth more than you ever imagined. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more coin collecting insights and tips. Have you ever found a valuable penny in your collection? Let us know in the comments below. Next, 1993 1 cent United States of America. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of a tiny coin with a massive legend, the 1993 United States 1 cent coin. What if I told you that some believe this penny could hold a face value far beyond a single cent? Some say it might even reach mind-blowing values in the millions. But how could that possibly be? Today, we're uncovering the truth behind this coin's history, value, and how rare variants like error coins can sometimes skyrocket in worth. First things first, let's go back to the origins. The 1993 1 cent coin belongs to the long-standing Lincoln penny series. First issued in 1909 to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, this penny has seen many changes over the years, from design to materials. By 1993, the penny's composition was 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating. While copper pennies were more common in earlier years, the 1982 switch to zinc drastically reduced the intrinsic metal value, making the coin cost-effective but not exactly worth its weight in gold, so to speak. So, why would a penny like this be worth anything over a cent? Here's where things get interesting. Typically, a 1993 penny is worth, well, just a penny in face value. However, collectors know that certain rare conditions and variations can bring huge value to even common coins. Coins that have been well preserved and are in mint condition, or coins with rare errors, often attract collectors. And sometimes, those collectors are willing to pay thousands, if not millions, for coins that seem normal to the average eye. Now, here's where we get to the heart of it: error coins. Mistakes made during the minting process, think misalignments, double dies, or incorrect metals, are rare and can make certain coins highly desirable. For instance, error coins like the 1955 double die or the 1969 double die have become incredibly valuable over time. When these errors occur, the value of the coin can multiply, and collectors might be willing to spend thousands or even millions. So, what's this story about a 1993 penny worth $28 million? This claim comes from rumors and speculation that certain extremely rare minting errors could create such high value. However, as of today, there's no widely acknowledged 1993 penny reaching that insane price tag. That said, pristine condition coins or those with slight, unique differences can indeed fetch substantial sums at auction. A perfectly graded 1993 penny in MS-70, the highest grade, might reach a value of hundreds or possibly even thousands of dollars. If you're wondering if you have a valuable 1993 penny, here's what to look for: look at the letter underneath the date. The mint mark can tell you where the coin was produced, and certain marks or variations can affect value. Look for any doubling, particularly on the date or lettering. These double dyes can increase value. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition are far more valuable. Look for luster, lack of scratches, and overall sharpness. If you think you've got something special, it's time to get a professional appraisal. You can take it to a local coin shop, find a reputable coin grading service, or even check online auction sites to see current bidding prices for coins like yours. A certified coin appraisal will tell you exactly what your penny is worth based on condition, rarity, and potential errors. Sometimes, it's worth even more than you might expect. So, the next time you spot a penny in your pocket or on the street, give it a closer look. You might just have something special in your hands. While it's unlikely to be worth $28 million, some coins can be worth hundreds or thousands if they're rare enough. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coin collecting, rare coins, or just the fascinating history behind everyday objects, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. See you next time. Next 1992 1-cent United States of America. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting, and boy, do we have a story for you. Imagine owning a simple 1992 1-cent coin, a penny, and discovering that it could be worth as much as $56 million. Crazy, right? Well, hang tight, because we're going to reveal why a specific version of the 1992 penny is sought after by collectors around the world, how it became so valuable, and how you can tell if you have one of these special pennies lying around in your change. Let's start with a bit of history. The U.S. penny, officially known as the 1-cent coin, has a rich past. Abraham Lincoln has been featured on it since 1909 to commemorate his 100th birthday. The original design, called the Lincoln Wheat penny, was issued from 1909 until 1958. After that, it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial penny, which lasted from 1959 all the way until 2008. In 1992, we were still using the Lincoln Memorial design, with Lincoln's profile on one side and the Lincoln Memorial on the other. But a little-known minting error during this time led to one of the most valuable pennies out there, the 1992 close AM penny. So, what's the big deal with this particular penny? In 1992, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia and Denver made an error in some of their pennies. Instead of the regular design, they accidentally used a reverse design that was planned for the following year, the 1993 penny. This design is referred to as the close AM variety, because if you look closely at the letters A and M in America on the back of the coin, they are much closer together than they normally would be. The difference is small, but collectors go wild over it. Most 1992 pennies have what's called a wide AM design, where there's a noticeable space between the letters A and M in America. But with the close AM variety, those letters are almost touching. It's this tiny detail that makes the coin worth, well, big bucks. Now, let's talk about how you can identify the valuable 1992 close AM penny. First, you'll want to look at the date, which should be 1992. The penny could have either a P or a D mint mark, representing Philadelphia or Denver. Both of these can be rare and valuable if they have the close AM feature. Look at the reverse side of the coin, where United States of America is engraved. Look at the letters A and M closely. If they are almost touching, you've got a close AM variety. Make sure it's a 1992 penny, and check for the P or D mint mark. If you've got a 1992 penny with these features, you could be holding something very special. Now, you might be wondering, why would anyone pay so much for a tiny error? Coin collectors and numismatists are always looking for unique and rare pieces. The 1992 close AM penny is exactly that, an error that only happened on a small fraction of pennies from that year. Because of its rarity, collectors are willing to pay a premium, sometimes even 6 figures, to add it to their collection. These coins have sold at auction for incredible amounts. In fact, one in pristine condition sold for over $20,000. Some experts believe that if a particularly high-grade version were to appear, it could be worth even more, potentially fetching up to $56 million under the right circumstances. If you found a 1992 penny with the close AM feature, the next step is to preserve it. Coins are valued based on their condition, so handling it carefully is crucial. Avoid touching it with bare hands. Instead, use gloves and place it in a protective case to avoid scratches or smudges. To truly know its worth, consider getting it graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These services can assess your coin's condition, certify its authenticity, and give it an official grade, which can significantly boost its value at auction. So, the next time you're going through your loose change, take a moment to look at those pennies. You never know, you could have a 1992 close AM penny worth tens of thousands of dollars, or maybe even millions, if you have the right one. Remember, it's often the smallest details that make all the difference. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just starting out, keep an eye out for those close AM pennies. And who knows? Maybe one of these will end up being the coin that changes your life. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content on rare coins, collectibles, and hidden treasures. Comment below if you think you found any unique coins, or if you have questions about other valuable pennies. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and maybe, just maybe, you'll strike it rich. Next 2015 D1 cent United States of America. Today, we're diving into something incredibly fascinating, the story behind the 2015 D1 cent coin from the United States and why it might just be worth way more than you'd expect. Could a coin with a face value of just 1 cent actually have a hidden worth of millions? Believe it or not, this little penny is causing a huge stir in the coin collecting world, and we're about to break down everything you need to know about it. Before we dive into the specifics of the 2015 D penny, let's take a step back in time and explore a bit of US coin history. It'll help us understand what makes certain coins, even modern ones like this 2015 penny, so valuable. Trust me, every detail counts when it comes to assessing why some pennies are worth just a cent, while others end up being valued in the millions. The penny, or 1 cent coin, has been a staple in American currency since 1793. That's over 230 years. The penny has featured various designs, from the early Liberty cap to the Indian head, and then, of course, the famous Lincoln profile designed by Victor David Brenner, which we all recognize today. Brenner's design was introduced in 1909 and has been an enduring image on the penny for well over a century. One interesting fact about the penny is that while its design has stayed relatively the same, the materials used have changed a lot over time. For example, before 1982, pennies were primarily made of copper. However, from 1982 onward, pennies began to be made from zinc with a copper coating. This change was due to the rising cost of copper, making it more expensive than the face value of the penny itself. Alright, now let's talk specifically about the 2015 D penny. The D stands for the Denver Mint, which is one of the primary mints that produce US coins. In 2015, over 4 billion pennies were minted in Denver alone. So, what makes this common penny potentially worth millions? Most of the 2015 D pennies you find will just be regular, everyday pennies. However, rare coins are often discovered due to a combination of factors like unique errors during production, limited mintage, and sometimes even peculiar historical or cultural significance. And in rare cases, collectors find 1 in a million versions of a common coin, making it a true treasure. Here's where things get really exciting. The 2015 D penny we're talking about today has caught collectors' attention due to a very specific type of minting error, rarity, or sometimes simply a unique condition known as mint state, meaning the coin is in near perfect condition, with no scratches, no signs of wear, and has certain 2015 D pennies have shown unique minting flaws or have been preserved in such a pristine condition that collectors are willing to pay a premium for them. Imagine, a single penny with an extraordinary error or near-perfect condition, going from its face value of 1 cent to selling at auctions or collector markets for thousands or even millions of dollars. It's not just a dream, it's a reality for certain rare coins. Now, if you're wondering whether you have a valuable 2015 penny lying around, here's what you should look for. First, check if your coin has any unusual markings or errors. This could be anything from a misalignment in the design, double stamping, or even minor variations that weren't part of the intended minting process. Errors like these, especially in recent coins, can be a collector's dream. Another factor to consider is the coin's condition. Coins that are graded in mint state by organizations like the PCGS are valued far higher than worn or circulated pennies. The highest grades are typically in the MS65 to MS70 range, basically flawless coins. So, could a single 2015 penny actually sell for $29.9 million? While we haven't seen any 2015 pennies reach quite that high in auctions yet, the demand for rare, flawless, or error coins has been skyrocketing. Some unique coins in history, like the 1933 Double Eagle, have indeed sold for millions, proving that the right coin in the right condition can be a jackpot. The coin market is constantly evolving, and prices can surge based on demand, rarity, and even trends. So, it's always possible that the perfect 2015 penny could someday reach a mind-blowing price like that. So, the next time you come across a 2015 penny, don't just toss it aside. Give it a closer look. You never know, you could be holding on to something truly valuable. If you're interested in coin collecting or just want to see if you have a valuable penny on your hands, be sure to research more, check out coin grading services, or talk to a professional coin appraiser. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. Leave a comment below if you've ever found a valuable coin, or if you're going to start checking your change more carefully after this video. Until next time, happy hunting, and who knows, maybe you'll be the next lucky collector to strike gold with a humble penny. Next, 1991 1-cent United States of America. Today, we're diving into a coin that might just be in your pocket right now, the 1991 United States 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln penny. Now, you might be wondering, isn't it just worth a cent? But wait, there's more to this coin than meets the eye, including how some of these pennies have fetched high prices in auctions. Could it be worth millions? Stay tuned to find out. Let's start with a little history. The Lincoln cent, or penny, was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. For decades, the design has gone through several updates, but Lincoln's profile remains on the front. The reverse side also had a makeover. In 1959, it switched from a wheat design to the Lincoln Memorial, which you'll still see on the 1991 penny. This design change marked the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and was a significant shift in the penny's history. Now, what makes the 1991 penny special? To some collectors, it's not just about the coin's age but also its rarity, condition, and unique characteristics. In 1991, the U.S. Mint produced over 5 billion Lincoln cents across the Philadelphia and Denver mints. That's a lot of pennies. While that means there are plenty of these coins, the magic lies in special versions, errors, and high-grade coins from that year, which can increase the coin's value far beyond its face value. Let's break this down into a few categories: key features, errors, and graded values. The 1991 penny is made primarily of with a thin copper plating. It's lightweight, about 2.5 grams, and like other modern pennies, it features the familiar image of Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. There were two main versions, those with a D mint mark, meaning they were made in Denver, and those with no mint mark, indicating they were minted in Philadelphia. Regular circulated coins generally hold minimal value, but uncirculated ones, especially those with a flawless, MS67 or higher grade, can be valuable to collectors. Now, here's where things get interesting. Certain 1991 pennies have fetched high prices in auctions, mainly due to mint errors or proof versions. These rare finds can turn a simple penny into a small fortune. Let's go over a few types of errors and rare versions you should keep an eye out for. sometimes, the minting die used for a coin can develop cracks or chips, leading to unusual marks or lines on the penny. These errors are usually minor, but if noticeable, they can make the coin worth more than face value. Occasionally, a penny gets struck incorrectly, resulting in an off-center image. The more off-center, the rarer and more valuable the coin can be, sometimes worth up to hundreds of dollars. This error occurs when the coin design is accidentally struck twice, causing a doubling effect. For the 1991 penny, a doubled obverse or reverse can add significant value, especially if it's prominent. Proof pennies, specially made with extra detail and care for collectors, can be very valuable, especially in top condition. The 1991 S proof from the San Francisco Mint in high grades can be worth a lot more than a regular penny. Now, here's where condition plays a big role. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. For a regular 1991 penny in circulated condition, its value is probably just a cent or two. But if it's uncirculated, especially with a high MS grade, its value can increase. These are generally worth only face value, but collectors will still pay around $1 to $5 for coins in top uncirculated grades. Proof 1991 S penny high-grade proof pennies from this year can go for $10 to $20 or more. Rare errors like a double die or major off-center strikes can sell for $100 to $500, depending on condition. In top auctions, unique coins with the right errors and high grades have even sold for thousands. But it's rare to find a 1991 penny worth a significant fortune, though every collector hopes to find that special coin. You may have heard stories about pennies selling for millions of dollars, and it's true that a few unique coins have fetched high prices. However, there's no known 1991 penny worth $87 million, that's likely a misunderstanding or exaggeration. Collectors value rare pennies highly, but most valuable coins are either historical rarities or have extraordinary errors or grade. So, how can you check if your 1991 penny is valuable? Here are some steps. Look for any unusual characteristics, like missing or unusual mint marks. Check for any doubling, off-center strikes, or other visible errors. If you think you found something special, consider getting it authenticated and graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Taking these steps can help you determine whether you found a valuable penny or a nice addition to your collection. So, that's the story of the 1991 penny. While most are worth just a cent, a few exceptional ones could be worth more. Don't forget to check your pockets and piggy banks. Who knows, you might have a little treasure in there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments if you found any rare coins. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting.